Welcome to St Bernard's College for this round 7 fixture, round out 8 between Rongotai College and St Bernard's College. This is the battle between 4th and 5th on the table. Rongotai 4th, St Bernard's in 5th place. Only a point separating these two, but this is an important game in terms of the Transit Coach Lines Wellington Premiership, because the winner here will more than likely book 4th place and be guaranteed entry into the First 15 Premiership for next year, and also the Hurricanes Top 4 tournament at the start of 2021. St Bernard's earning a turnover. Rongotai with a good start inside St Bernard's is 22, but St Bernard's doing very well as Rangawhitu with the box kick, and he kicks it downfield over the top of Afa Fa'ai. And Fa'ai met in a tackle between Aleki Manueli and Jacob Laban. 5 years inside St Bernard's half. It's a beautiful day here at St Bernard's College. Wind has picked up slightly. It's a northerly breeze, not strong, carrying a bit of chill as there's a bit of snow on the Rumatuckers over the last few days. Philp gives the ball out to number 2, Christian Semu. Christian Semu mainly plays in the free jersey, but today he is playing hooker. Here's John Samuel. He's had a strong season in the 8 jersey. Disruptive play there as Aleki Manueli slows down the ball, and here's a good charge here from Seta Fa'ai. Rongotai really going well with their set paces. Here's a good break. Here's number 6. 6 with the break. That is James Pessy. Philp gives it out to Fa'ai. Here's out to Tulis. Tulis in the 7 jersey for Rongotai. Rongotai in the yellow jerseys. St Bernard's in the blue. Samuelu gives it out to Semu. Semu nearly went down to score, but he lost the ball backwards, so Rongotai still in position. 2 metres out for the try line. Here's Pessy. Pessy in a tackle by Rangawhitu. He reaches over the line. Has he scored? Referee Tim Johnson can't see the ball. Rongotai in possession, but St Bernard's look like they've earned themselves a turnover through Jono Little. And Lasha Khan with the clearing kick. And it will be a St Bernard's line out, a Rongotai line out, 15 metres away from their own try line. St Bernard's coming off a recent loss to St Pat's Town. They lost that game 19 points to 10, and the score didn't really reflect their performance in that fixture. They were at one stage leading by 2 points. Rongotai last week had a close victory over Mana College, 36 points to 31. The Wellington competition this year, it is a straight final. There are no semi-finals. In a sense, St Pat Silverstream and Scots College, who are playing each other today up the road at Silverstream, have technically booked themselves into the final. So that match is, in a sense, just a curtain raiser. Rangawhitu with the high box kick. And it's a good take in the air by 14, Bryn Keto. But St Bernard's there to pick up the scraps. Aleki Manueli very good with the ball. Rangawhitu with the box kick again. It's a hard one to kick into. Fa'avai advancing over the halfway line. Philp reaching in as Ben Waiwai is causing a lot of disruption at the breakdown. Here's Giovanni Lamalu. A big pass out there to number 1, Nalofa. And Nalofa gives it out to Keto. Keto goes for the offload, but it hits Rangawhitu's hand and goes into touch. And so it'll be a Rongotai College line out right on St Bernard's 22. Rongotai have really started off this half well, as there's a bit of concern here just on the touch line for Nalofa. He really is in a great deal of pain, and so bit of stoppage in play here to see about his well-being. Seems to be clutching his leg. Referee today is Tim Johnson, level 2 referee here in Wellington. He's moved down to Wellington this year from Auckland, where he'd been refereeing up there. So a good opportunity as we were a bit late getting the audio going, but let's have a look at the two teams for today. St Bernard's College in the blue jersey and yellow shorts. 15 is Lasha Khan Lalo. The wings are Callum Coyne and Aleki Manueli. The midfielders Kelly Tangawai Scott in jersey 16. Palanato R9 13. First 5 is Jorgen Holmes Rogers. 9 is Tanga Rangawhetu. 8 is Jacob Laban. 7 is John Little. Zach Tuita in the 6th jersey. The locks are Sam Mahi and TK Wanoa. The front row is Ben Waiwai, Paul Pio in the 2 jersey, and Nonu Tuia. And the reserves are Regan Shaw, David Wheeler, William Easton, Theo Van Ooyen, Nathaniel Malaki. 22 is Pahi Mateo. And for Rongotai College today, they have Stealthman Talaga in the 15 jersey. The wings are Bryn Kitto and Calvin Siosi. The midfield is Anesi Tuilape and Jordan Tuilape, both brothers. First 5 is Afa Fa'avai. 9 is Logan Philp. 8 is John Samuelu. The flankers are Giorgio Toulis and James Pesci. The locks are Jack Reese and Giovanni Lamalu. The front row is Jorna Nalofa, Christian Simu and Seta Fa'avai. And the reserves are John Samuelu, Jesua Fretton, Junior Miafu, Orlando Mawananu. 20 is Pharrell Gray, 21 is Levi Broughton, and 22 is Zion Brunton. And it looks like an early change for Rongotai College as Nalofa has had to be carried off the field. Real concern for his leg of that break he had. And so an unfortunate early shower for Nafalu. So it's a Rongotai line-out. Wanoa looks to disrupt, but Philp just goes straight through the line-out. He's met as the Rongotai advance inside the 22. Here's Simu. Simu, he's a good player. He's in his 3rd year of the first 15 at Rongotai College. Ball comes up. Here's Samuelu. He tries to get round the tackle of Kelly Tangawai Scott. And he's been brought down centre field on the 22. Philp reaching in, looking to his left. He gives the ball out to Va'avai. Va'avai gives it out to Saosi. St Bernard's defence holding up well. Rongotai going through the paces. Advantage being played, slowing down at the breakdown. Samuelu, a good tackle by Jacob Laban. Jacob Laban, who is a junior, part of the Junior Warriors. And that's rugby league. Penalty is not for rolling away at the breakdown, according to referee Johnson. And so Rongotai College have pointed to the posts. And so this will be the first penalty kick of the day. Now, an interesting history here is that both these schools have played each other roughly about 58 times in their history. Fifth is the 56th game. St Bernard's have won 16 of those games, have lost 38 and drawn 1. But this is the first time since 2012 that Rongotai College have come out to St Bernard's to play St Bernard's. The reason being is because the fact that St Bernard has always been one of those teams that's been in and out of the Premier 1 competition in the last decade. But they've got a perfect opportunity here, St Bernard's, to get into the top 4 for the first time since 2001. So it's a long time between drinks for St Bernard's. 2001 was the last time that they won the Premier 1 title in Wellington. They beat Wellington College that day. Va'avai with the penalty attempt. So northerly wind is picking up a bit of pace. Strikes the ball. Successful conversion. So Rongotai College in the lead here over St Bernard's College, 3 points to 0 in this top battle for top 4 clash. Both teams also playing for the Jim Ting Cup. Jim Ting was a long-serving teacher and former student of Rongotai College. He also spent a period at Wellington College and worked at St Bernard's College between 2003 and 2009. Unfortunately, Jim passed away in 2009 from cancer. And in 2011, they started a trophy. At this moment, the series is 3-3 between the schools, and Rongotai College are the holders. The ball bounces over the top of the Rongotai forwards, and St Bernard's are in position. Rongotai player looked like he had just fallen off his feet. 3 points to 0. Ball comes out to John O'Little. John O'Little gives it out to Ben Waiwai. Here's Mahi going through the locks. Good try by Palinato, but he can't control the ball. Has he managed to knock it back? I think he has. He's done very well in this very tough breeze. Here's a good break by John O'Little down the touchline. It looked like a low ankle tackle. No. The referee double blasted the whistles, called time off. Penalty has been awarded. And so Rongotai College probably lucky to get out of jail there with that tackle. And so it'll be a St Bernard's line out, 5 metres away from Rongotai College's try line. As this wind has picked up with a bit of pace here as we're commentating on a scaffolding as St Bernard's get to work for them all. They look like to drive it over. Have they scored? No. Referee Johnson has said held up. So we'll come back for the first scrum of this first 15 fixture. Last year, Rongotai College beat St Bernard's 53 points to 10, and in 2018, St Bernard's won this fixture 10 points to 5. The last time we commentated St Bernard's, they had a very impressive win over Hatupolta College. And we also called Rongotai College against Silverstream roughly about 2-3 weeks ago, and unfortunately that day they experienced a bit of a shellacking, got beaten 66-0 by Silverstream. Here's some interesting stats about both teams. St Bernard's have won 4, lost 3. Have scored 173 points. They've had 161 scored against them. Rongotai have won 5, lost 2. Had 172 points scored 4 and 223 points against. So here we go as John Lottu gives it out to Kelly Tangawai Scott, but he has knocked the ball on. Here's opportunity for Rongotai as they look to get the ball outside their 22. Here's Kito. Kito with the chip kick inside. Laban back there to chase after the kick. He knocks it back, but unfortunately, referee Johnson has said that he has knocked the ball on. So an uncharacteristic mistake by Jacob Laban, and St Bernard's will be very disappointed with that scrum set phase, is that they wanted to really get that ball. Unfortunately, that time, the run from John Little and the pass out to Kelly Tangawai Scott, he couldn't hang on. And that could have been the opening try of this fixture. 3 points to 0 was the score. Rongotai College, early possession and early points on the board. This broadcast is brought to you by Huddy Sports and the Sideline app. Over the last few weekends, the Sideline app have been broadcasting well over 50 games on Saturdays, including the Super 8. There are some thrilling games today in the Super 8. Philp feeds the ball, gives it out to Vatavai. Vatavai out to Kito. Kito has been heavily involved in this game so far. He was well and truly quiet against Rongotai a few weeks ago. Rongotai College centre field just past St Bernard's 10 metre mark. It's an excellent tackle by Callum Corner as he drives Rongotai College back. But here's a good break by Rongotai as they go through the far touchline in the northern end of St Bernard's number 1. And they have been bundled into touch, so it'll be a St Bernard's line out. Paul Pio to throw the ball. Paul Pio is a year 11 student here at St Bernard's in his first year. He turned up to the last trial for the first 15, and the coaches were so impressed by him as that he started the first pre-season game. 1-0 off the good take. Ball out to Jorgen Holmes Rogers, and unfortunately he got a bit of too excited with the ball, knocked it on, but there's a free kick against Rongotai College at the line out. So it's a free kick, not a penalty kick. St Bernard's are let to go for the scrum. Now, of course, if a free kick and you're outside your 22, if you kick it into touch, the line out will be directly where you kick the ball from. If it was inside the 22, the line out would be where it went into touch, but it'd be the other team's throw-in. 3 points to nil. Rongotai College over St Bernard's College. It's been a well and truly fine day, but this wind has picked up and it's carrying a bit of breeze on it. You can probably see in the top right hand corner of the camera, you might be able to just pick out the Rumatuckers with the good coating of white snow on them. Here's Kelly Tangawai Scott marching forward. He gains about 10 as they approach their 10 metre mark. Rangawhetu gives the ball out to Jorgen Holmes-Rogers. Zach Tuita has a slip, gives it back to Jorgen Holmes-Rogers. Lasha Kanlolo, light on his feet, chips it through for Aleki Manuele. Aleki Manuele down the touchline, goes past Rangawhetu, gets around the tackle of number 15, Tilaga. St Bernard's move towards the 22. They're 10 metres away. Rangawhetu gives the ball to Holmes-Rogers. Rogers skips. Laban gives out to Ben Wawa in the 18 jersey. It's a good offload to TK Waiona as they approach the 22. Rongotai College over the top of the ball. Have they won possession? They have. Excellent work there by Toulis. Over the top with the holding on penalty. But a good passage of play there from St Bernard's, and really showing that they've put a lot of effort into their set phases, particularly at scrum time. Vatavai kicks to touch as it kicks directly to our commentary box. Nearly takes off the head of Ben Malushnik, our cameraman. There's not much to him, he's about as fit as a needle. Jersey 18 is on the field, Junior Miafau, as he has replaced Jonah Nalofa, who went off early in this match with a leg injury. We wish him all the best with his recovery. But unfortunately the line-out has gone straight down the middle, and Rangawhetu couldn't hang on to the ball. And so it's been knocked on. So Rongotai will still be in possession of the ball on their own 15 metre mark, right on the 10 metre line. Rongotai College coached by Justin Gray. Justin Gray, of course, is a long-serving coach and staff member at Rongotai College. It was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Justin. St Bernard's are coached by Kent Harris and Hayden Maritz, staff members here at the college. Philp feeds the ball. Balls come loose, but Rangawhetu went to pick it up. Unfortunately, he was offside. He was in front of the number 8's foot at the scrum. So penalty for Rongotai College. Ball's been kicked into touch. Rongotai line out on the 10 metre mark inside St Bernard's half. 3 points to nil. We'll also be bringing you up some other scores from around Wellington and around the country, including the Wellington Lions, who are playing Waikato today. So we'll bring those game scores to you. At the moment, they are trailing Waikato 23 points to 14 up there in Hamilton. This is supposed to be the star-studded Wellington Lions side with a few All Blacks playing today. As Rongotai College go through the back line. 5 metres away from halfway, and they've been penalised for going off their feet. So a relieving penalty for St Bernard's. There's also the penultimate round in Wellington Club Rugby today in the Swindale Shield competition. And there's one major game of importance. It's Northern United versus Batoni today out at Jerry Collins Stadium. Batoni have to win that match, or otherwise they will not make the Jubilee Cup semi-finals. So there's a lot riding on that game. Mara St Pat's local club in Wellington. They just simply have to win their game, and they will probably win that one well and truly easily to win the Swindale Shield, as Laban has to take it. The line out of St Bernard's, get them all together. Look to drive through, but Rongotai College disrupt it. And St Bernard's have been penalised. Coming in through the side of their own maul. And so that's an uncharacteristic error at their maul. They've been pretty good at that this year, St Bernard's. Obstruction is the call. Three points to nil. Rongotai over St Bernard's here at St Bernard's for the battle of the Jim Ting Cup. St Bernard's penalised again. This time at the breakdown for no clear release. So another penalty here. They're just starting to stack up for St Bernard's. Also in the Wellington Premiership today, there's also a number of other first 15 fixtures on. Wellington College were playing Wairarapa. They call that one the battle for Dub C, since both start with W and C in their words. St Bernard's free kicked at the line out, going too early. Manda playing St Pat's Town. St Pat's Town should win that one pretty comfortably. Tawa versus Aotea. That's for the Beard Trophy. Mainly they play that game on a Wednesday night at Jerry Collins Stadium, but they've agreed to play it on Saturday at Tawa. It's like the Ranfurly Shield of Porirua College rugby. And of course, Silverstream versus Scots, which is pretty much a warm-up for the final in 2 weeks' time. Crowd member below agrees with that one too. Rongotai scrum. Philp to feed the ball. Unfortunately, we've got another reset. Well, it's half time between Waikato and Wellington, and Waikato are leading 23 points to 21. Wellington have snuck back. We saw a highly entertaining game last night between North Harbour and Canterbury. Canterbury trailing at half time, end up winning. Now, isn't it good to see All Blacks playing back in our NPC competition? The game's been missing out on it for a while. John Samuelu off the back of the scrum. He's had a strong season in the 8 jersey. He's been a real workhorse for the side. Philp gives it out to Lamalu. Lamalu letting a strong tackle by Little. Ball out to 18, Meafau. Meafau gets round Laban, but Ben YY is there to bring him down as Rongotai College advance over halfway. Philp. Good tackle on Vai. Ball comes out to Sefa Vai. Rongotai being patient. They know that this game is important, so they can't do anything too drastic. Semu with the good charge as the ball comes out to the wing. Here's Samuelu. Samuelu charges through. Close to the touchline is Rongotai College. It's another good run by Rongotai College. They're just gaining vital metres here. They're being patient. This is what you need to do in these big games. Talaga met in a good tackle by Jorgens Holmes Rogers. Vai being held up in the tackle. They've got to release him now as his knees are on the ground. And Nonu Tuia has been penalised there, and justifiably so, because he didn't release the player. Now, Nonu Tuia himself has had a strong season, and he's been rewarded alongside John O'Little with Hurricanes under-18 selection. So that's a fine achievement by those two St Bernard's men. And Nonu Tuia himself, year 13, he has scored 6 tries in the Transit Coach Line's Wellington Premiership this season. And the rumour is that he could be cited for even more higher honours after school finishes. They've been well and truly impressed with him. Rongotai win their line out. They're inside their 22. Samuelu bounces off Mahi. Gets around Kelly Tagawai Scott. St Bernard's under real pressure here. It's a cross kick by Furtipa. St Bernard's there to tidy up. But do they have the support? Rongotai come over the top. But they've been penalised. Side entry at the breakdown. So very lucky there, St Bernard's. They really didn't commit a lot of cattle. So 3 points to nil. Rongotai College in the lead here over St Bernard's in this round 8 fixture. Battle for 4th place in the Premiership and also for the Jim Ting Memorial Trophy. St Bernard's with the line out feed. 12 metres inside Rongotai College's half. At the old fire station end of St Bernard's. Fire station now has been turned into apartment buildings, but it's taken 4 years to redo all that. Here's the ball to Lacha Kanlalo. Gives out to Aleki Manueli. Only year 11. He's on the dancing feet. His father played for St Bernard's and also for Hutto Boys Mariston. So this year he's in the first 15 at year 11. Excellent work by Aleki Manueli as St Bernard's approach the 22. Rangawhetu reaches in, but he's knocked it on. And that's the second knock on for Tana Rangawhetu today. Uncharacteristic errors. It is a big game and you're in the pressure cooker. You've got 19 years of history on you, having not made the top 4. And so there can be some unsettling nerves. This is a Huddy Sports broadcast brought to you in partnership with the Sideline app. It's been a pleasure bringing you not only first 15 but club games this season. And we've seen some real crackers too as well. Who can remember that famous game between St Pat's Town and St Pat's Silverstream to open the season? St Bernard's scrum was strong, but Rongotai College were able to get the ball out just in time. Philp gives it out to Semu. It's a high tackle and justifiably so. Little went up too high as there's a bit of handbags going on. Little trying to plead his case, but unfortunately when you come up too high around the neck, you've just got to be careful. And he had to be pulled back there by Nonu Tuia. Just sort of don't want to take on the Rongotai players. Little just been told by referee Johnson just to tone it down a bit. End of the day, it's just a game. So St Bernard's on the wrong end of the penalty count at the moment. And there'll be a Rongotai College line out on the 10 metre mark on the St Bernard's building side, the St Bernard's number 1, the Wardloo Road end. Semi to throw has been well taken by TK Waiona from St Bernard's, and Paul Pio there latch up to take it, but he may be in trouble here for holding on, and he is. He just didn't have the numbers there, Paul Pio, and so another breakdown penalty for holding on. So Rongotai College really enjoying the blast of the whistle at the moment. Vatavai kicks the touch, and so it'll be a line out. 5 metres inside St Bernard's is 22. They've got to be careful here, St Bernard's, particularly inside this zone they often call the red zone. 3 points to nil, Rongotai College in the lead. Been impressed with Rongotai College's patience with the ball in hand. Really just going through the phases carefully as they win their line out. And here's Kito with the ball. Kito bounces into one of his players and has been penalised for obstruction. You sort of, well, you can't do that in rugby. And here's a bit of a chuckle about it too as Rangawhetu quickly kicks the touch. So it'll be a St Bernard's line out just short of halfway on the Waterloo end of the St Bernard's number 1. Paul Pierre to throw. That's a good line-out steal by Rongotai College, and that was Jack Reese, the battler lock for Rongotai, for the good steal. Rongotai enjoying a lot of possession as they kick the ball forward. This is Telaga chasing after his own kick. Lasha Kanlolo there is under real pressure. Can he hang on? He does. There's an advantage being played. Unfortunately, Telaga made contact with the head. But St. Bernard's very lucky there. Lasha Kanlolo was under real pressure. But if it wasn't for that slip of the tackle, they could have been in real danger of having a breakdown penalty against him. Rangawhetu kicks the touch again. There'll be a sideline line out for St. Bernard's on the Waterloo side end. Now, of course, Rongotai College, their two most famous old boys in the All Blacks have been Julian and Artie Savia. John Dugan of St. Bernard's is St. Bernard's only All Black. He passed away a few years ago. He played 4 tests. Sorry for the burp, it wasn't coronavirus. I think that was just the egg sandwich that just wanted to come up. Rongotai College with the ball. Right on halfway. Sefa Farvai gains 8 metres. Phil takes it to the back line. Here's Pessy. He's been a menace today. He gives it off to his other brother, that is Samuelu. Philp out to Siosi. So Rongotai College really enjoying possession of the ball. TK Waiona with the tackle. Here's a good charge by 12. There's Jordan Palapia. Here's Philp. Well, I think Palanato Anoa might be in a bit of trouble here because he did not use his arm. And he'll spend 10 minutes in the bin. Now, if that was the St. Pat's Town Silverstream game, that could have been a penalty try if a certain referee was refereeing that one. Rongotai College will go for the shot at goal. Three points to nil with the kick to come. Score in Hamilton is 23 points to 21 to Waikato over Wellington. Second half underway there. But Vai with the penalty attempt. He's successful. So the score here is 6 points to nil. Rongotai College over St. Bernard's. St. Bernard's a man down. Palanatuanai is in the sin bin for a no-arms tackle. Uncharacteristic for Palanato. He's been a consistent player for the first 15 this season. As an accidental knock-on has occurred for Rongotai College, and St. Bernard's will have the scrum inside Rongotai College's 22. So a lucky break. Referee Johnson has officiated very well today. Good control. Regafetu gives the ball out to Little. Little with the charge. He bounces off Vatavai. Centre field. 10 metres away from the try line now, St. Bernard's. Jorgensen Rogers gives it out to Jacob Laban. Laban with the pass out to Lasha Kadlolo. Here's the first try of this match. 6 points to 5. St. Bernard's strike back. It came off a good scrum set piece. John Little with the good charge, who managed to pass it out through Holmes Rogers out to Laban. And Lasha Kanlolo was able to sail through and score the first try of this fixture. 6 points to 5. Rongotai in the lead with the conversion to come. Lasha Kanlolo, year 13 student at St. Bernard's, has previously played rugby league in the traditional 2 weeks ago against Hatupolta College. He scored 3 tries. And he scores the first one here today. Tauranga Fetu's conversion attempt. Sails in front of the posts. And so that is half time here at St. Bernard's College. 6 points to 5. It's been a very entertaining and fast first half. St. Bernard's will start the half with a man down, but they will need to tidy up a few of the areas, particularly in breakdown possession. Rongotai, they keep going the way they are, they'll be quite successful. So half time here at St. Bernard's College, 6 points to 5. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to St Bernard's College. Half time is nearing the end at 6 points to 5. Rongotai College in the lead over St Bernard's. St Bernard's with the try just before half time to Lasha Kanlolo. Rongotai with 2 penalties through Afafa'ai. St Bernard's are playing a man down at the moment as Palanatu Anoi was yellow carded for a no arms tackle, which is uncharacteristic for him. The wind is carrying a bit of chill. It was a beautiful morning, quite warm. Now it's a little bit chilly as play has got underway for the second half as Rangawhetu kicks into the 22. It's a good take by Pessi. He gives it out to Lamalu. Rongotai College can be very pleased with their first half performance as they were good control at the breakdown. St Bernard's just made some uncharacteristic errors, but the try at the end has given them a bit of a momentum boost as Philp gives the ball out to Tilaga, and Tilaga gives out to Samuelu. And Samuelu is a hard man to bring down, and he manages to gain a few extra metres until Nono Tuia was able to bring him down. Here's Christian Simu. Simu with the good charge. He's got a tackle again by Tuia. Rongotai looking to expose the gap here. Lamalu tries to find the options. Here's a tackle by Ben Waiwai. Ben Waiwai having to play prop today. He mainly plays lock, but he's doing a good job in the 18 jersey. Rongotai College, they found a bit of extra space here with the man down. As Jacob Laban has taken a while to get up off the ground, but he limps his way back into place. Here's Samuelu. Samuelu met in a good tackle. He's playing another storming game as Samuelu. Rongotai College look to go for their back line. Little with the tackle. Slows it down. Could this be a turnover? It is! Paul Pio with the turnover for St Bernard's. And so St Bernard's finally enjoying some penalty relief. And they will have a line out 10 metres inside Rongotai College's 22. Now, of course, we've seen them with their scrum. 2 of them, they had set pieces that almost worked until they made mistakes. And the third time, they scored the try just before half time. Let's see what they do here with their line out. Here's Paul Pio. He throws. TK Wainoa. Good take as they look to get their maul. Their maul hasn't really got going today, St Bernard's. Here's Pio at the back. There's good control here for St Bernard's. Accidental offside is the call, obstruction. So it'll be a Rongotai College scrum. And just another sign there of the error at setting up the maul for St Bernard's. Now, of course, some of the wingers for St Bernard's today haven't seen much action. Callum Coyne on the wing here in jersey 14. Now, if he is actually a rower during the summer, this season he has scored 3 tries. He's also quite an academic student. He's currently at the top of history in Year 12. Rongotai College scrum. St Bernard's push, but they get the ball out quickly. Avai looks to expose the gap. He brushes off Laban. As he approaches halfway, he gets around Lasha Kanlolo. He kicks forward. Coyne and Little chasing back. As the ball enters the in goal. Little has Little. Oh! That was super close. But Little grounded it just in time. The Rongotai players were chasing and almost got the ball before him. St Bernard's, get out of jail card there, that's for sure. Six points to 5. Rongotai with the 1 point lead. 2 penalties to St Bernard's try. There's the 22 dropout. Rolls into touch. And so Rongotai will have to defend a line out. 7 metres outside their own 22 on the Waterloo Road end of St Bernard's number 1. Some score updates from Wellington Swindell Shield penultimate round. Avalon 7, Huddle Boys 8, Petone 6, North 7, Johnsonville 3, Upper Hutt 0, Wainuiomata 8, Paniki 7, Mara St Pat's 14, Wellington 0, 7 all, owing to Rongotai over Old Boys University, and no score from Tawa, Parramatta Plymoughton. Let's have a look at the Transit Coach Lines Premiership, see if any results have come through. No, the 1 o'clock game, no score has come through yet from Wellington College or Wairarapa. The score in Hamilton, it's 33 points to 28. Wellington still losing to Waikato in Hamilton. Rangawhetu gives the ball out to Jorgens Holmes Rogers. Here's Kelly Tangawai Scott in the 16 jersey. He tries to get round, but he's been wrapped up by 3 tacklers. Rangawhetu looks for options as he darts to his left. He brushes off Philp. Philp manages to steal the ball. Excellent work there by Philp. There's not much to him, but he is a menace as a halfback. Rongotai College, they've got a few gaps here to choose from. Here they go! Can they? Oh, the pass was too high! Kelvin Siosi could not hang on to that high ball from James Pesce. So St Bernard's are extremely lucky yet again, and they're probably lucky in the sense that ball went into touch because now their Sinbin player has returned. Paul Piero's line out, throws to Laban. Rangawhetu out to Jorgen Holmes Rogers. Zach Tuita in the midfield in the 6th jersey as he advances over halfway. He's made a good tackle by John Samuelu. Jorgens Rogers out to Laban. Laban identifiable by their Aaron Bird haircut. But they've been penalised for holding on. Rongotai College doing very well at the breakdown, despite the fact their game against Silverstream where they lost 66 points to 0. They were good over the top of the ball at parts of that game. St Bernard's hunting their chance for the first time in 19 years to get back into the top 4 of the Wellington Premiership. At last time, 2001 is when they won the title over Wellington College, the highly fancied Wellington College. The Risdon brothers were playing that day for St Bernard's. As we just wait for the ball, as Dave Pio is chasing after it. That's Paul's brother. Ball's been knocked back by Rongotai as Rongotai have the ball. Here's Samuelu. Laban yanks him around down the ankles as Philp gives the ball out. Here is Va'avai. Va'avai out to Jordan Taulipe. Ball's come loose. It's been knocked on. Couldn't be controlled, and so St Bernard's will have the scrum feed. 6 points to 5. Rongotai over St Bernard's. Eight minutes gone on the first half. This broadcast brought to you by Huddy Sports and the Sideline app. As a substitution for Rongotai College has happened and George Toulis's day is over. And Orlando Moananu has come onto the field. St Bernard scrum, right on their own 10-metre line. The old fire station end of the St Bernard's number 1. Rangawhetu gives the ball out to Kelly Tangawai Scott. He's been well managed today. He is quite a strong midfielder. Rangawhetu with the box kick. Tilaga at the back inside his own 22. Jacob Laban advancing. He chases after him. He's pretty quick for a number 8, Laban. He's also a very good javelin thrower. He's a Wellington champion in javelin. Here's Holmes Rogers. Holmes Rogers brushes off Keto. St. Bernard's keeping the ball in hand. Doing what Rongotai did in the first half. Rongotai were very good as the ball's been charged down. And the ball's been knocked down by number 17. That's Joshua Fretton. Sorry, we thought it was Moananu on the field, but it's Joshua Fretton. So St. Bernard's in position of the ball. 6 points to 5. Let's have a look at those scores in Hamilton. It's Waikato 33, Wellington 28 in the Mitre 10 Cup. Someone was celebrating then for Waikato, I think. There's a pretty passionate Wellington supporter up here. Let's look at the Swindale Shield. 8-7, Huddle Boys over Avalon. 9-7, Batoni over Norths. Johnsonville 8, Upper Hutt 5. Wainuiomata 16, Bantiki 7, Tawa 7, Parramatta Plimmerton 6, Oriental Rongotai 12, Old Boys University 7, and Mara St. Pat's 14 over Wellington 0 as John Alitu kicks downfield as the ball rolls into touch. It's a good touch finder, so it'll be a Rongotai line out, 10 metres inside their own 22. 10 minutes gone, Rongotai in the lead, 6 points to 5. This is round 8 action of the Transit Coach Lines, Wellington First 15 Premiership. 4 versus 5, Rongotai in 4th place, St. Bernard's in 5th. The winner will more or less guarantee 4th spot and automatically qualify for the Premiership next year. And, if all things going well, will play in the Hurricanes tournament against, which is mainly Palmerston North, Napier, Hastings and Gisborne. Rongotai kick downfield. Here's the try scorer, Elisha Kanlalo. He gives off to Aleki Manueli. Aleki Manueli brushes off one. He tries to brush off Inesi Tualape, but he's been held up. Ball's been called. Rongotai with the turnover. Good work by Kelvin Siosi. Philp gives it off to Fretton. Fretton tries to get close to halfway. Rongotai now advance over halfway. They're building up a bit of momentum here. Every time they've had the ball, they've been looking promising. Here's Semu. Semu, been on the tackle by Little. Little trying to go through the breakdown on his feet, but he can't get the ball. Vavai has to play halfback. He gives the ball out to John Samuelu. Samuelu has had another impressive game today. He's nearly up there in the man of the match stakes for this match. And here he is again with the charge as he runs straight into TK Wainoa. Rongotai building up big momentum as they break for Rongotai. They score their first try. Giovanni Lemalu with the try. 11 points to 5. Rongotai College extend their lead. There was a good break for Rongotai. Just reward for their patience at the breakdown. But key attacking weapons there of John Samuelu, really instrumental in opening up the backline gaps in St. Bernard's and allowing for Giovanni Lamalu to sail through the posts and score Rongotai's first try, 11 points to 6 with the conversion to come. Afa Vavai in his third first 15 game, of course, wasn't playing first 5 at the start of the competition as Pierre Horgard was playing first 5. Now he returned to France after the Wellington College traditional. He was on the flight back to France pretty much 2 hours after that match. Va'a's conversion attempt is successful. So 13 points to 6. Rongotai over 13 points to 5, I mean. Rongotai over St. Bernard's. Bernard's managed to get the ball from the restart, but Rongotai, particularly through Fretton, causing a menace, and here's a penalty from referee Johnson as Rongotai are off their feet at the breakdown. And so can St. Bernard strike back with a much needed try? Let's have a look at the Wellington game. Wellington trailing Waikato 36-28. As Rongotai disrupt the line out, but St. Bernard's managed to get the ball back through John O'Little. Here's Zach Tuita at the back, but he's met in a good tackle by Fretton. Fretton has had a real impact since coming onto the field. St. Bernard's keeping it tight, but this Rongotai defence is doing very well. Well coached by Justin Gray. Bernard's reaching in. Here's a penalty. And a bit of handbags are breaking out here as the tensions start to lift. There seems to be something else going on here as turn away. Turn the camera away from it. Well, that's disappointing for the spectacle of the match. Both teams will be disappointed with what just happened there. What was actually a good game of rugby, really, and we sort of don't need those sorts of incidents to occur for what has been a great game of rugby. Referee Johnson is just allowing time for the players to calm themselves down as he talks to the captains. Referee Johnson sends the captains away. For those of you who are watching and are wondering why there's been a stoppage in play, well, we just had a bit of both teams have a small skirmish, but the officiating of Tim Johnson, he has sorted it out and done a fantastic job at keeping the emotions at bay, and so we're back underway. St. Bernard scrum. 7 metres out from Rongotai's try line. The Anderson Grove end of St. Bernard's number 1. 11 points to 5. Ball comes out to Aleki Manueli. He charges forward. And he has lost the ball forward. A fantastic tackle by Rongotai. Well, that was an excellent opportunity for St. Bernard's to strike back. So we're just something's just being addressed here between one of the medics and the referee. As time is back on. It's just been a bit stop-start the last few minutes here at St. Bernard's. In this battle for the Jim Ting Memorial Cup. Former teacher at both colleges, particularly at Rongotai, where not only did he manage and coach the first 15, he was also deputy principal. Philp feeds the ball, gets it out quickly, goes for a charge. He gives it out to Calvin Siossi, and he's met in a tackle by John O'Little as he's been bundled into touch. As St. Bernard's will have the line-out throw. Jersey 21 is on the field. That is Regan Shaw. Second year, the first 15, year 13. His father, Russell, was the old boy of the college and also coached our under-15 team here at St. Bernard's this year. And they had a good win today over Rongotai College as well. As the ball has come loose and Rongotai have got the ball back. There's untidy line-out play by St. Bernard's. Strong tackle by Nonu Tuia as the hits are starting to come in. Here's Philp out to Samuelu. Those two have been working in partnership all day. Avai tries to look for options, but John O'Little brings him down on a strong tackle. This is real bruising rugby. The battle for fourth on the Wellington Premiership table. An advantage Rongotai at the moment in terms of that ledger. Rongotai just finding it hard to get out of their 22 at the moment. As the ball has come loose from Samuelu. Kelly Tangawai Scott looks to chip it through, but it bounces off another player's foot from Rongotai. But the referee has blown and play up. And so it will be a scrum to St. Bernard's College, centre field, 5 metres inside Rongotai's 22, the Anderson Grove end of the St. Bernard's number 1. "22 minutes have gone here. Let's have a look at the other scores. Well, it looks like Wellington, with their star-studded lineup, are not going to win this round 1 fixture against Waikato. They're currently losing 43 points to 28. Both the Saviors were playing for Wellington today as Laven comes off the back of the scrum. But he has lost the ball while going to ground. Excellent tackle by Afavai. Here's the ball for Rongotai as they kick the ball downfield. It's a good kick by Calvin Siossi. And that ball rolls into touch. So St. Bernard's been pushed back into their own half. 12 metres inside their own half. For their own line-out feed. Here's Regan Shaw. He throws the ball to TK Wainoa. Theo Van Ooyen is on the field. Jersey 19. Shaw to play halfback. Gives it out to Little. Little out to Holmes Rogers. He gives it back to Tanga Rangawhetu. And Rangawhetu kicks downfield. Here Tilaga at fullback. Safe pair of hands. And he kicks it straight back to Tana Rangawhetu inside his own 22. Rangawhetu. Well, it's a bit of game of force back here at the moment. There's Avai with the ball. Time and space as he kicks into touch. And that game of force back is over. And we'll call it a draw because the ball's gone to the touch and halfway. Some scores in Wellington Club Rugby for the Swindale Shield. Huddle Boys Maris 15, Avalon 7, Petone 9, Northern United 7, Johnsonville 22, Upper Hutt 10. Can the Hawks get their second win of the season? Wainui Mata 23, Paniki 7, Tawa 26, Parramatta Plymouton 6, Orange Rongotai 17, Old Boys University 7, and Maris St. Pat's 28, Wellington 0. So that's first half action in the final round of the Swindale Shield. As we head back to the rugby here, as Aleki Manueli has been brought down centre field. Fanoi gives it out to William Eastham, who's come on the field. He's wearing jersey number 1. Rangawhetu kicks it through, but it's been eaten up by John Samuelu. And Samuelu gains another 10 metres, but unfortunately the ball has come loose. And here's Pilanatu Anai as he kicks the ball on the full. So, not the happiest day for Pilanatu Anai today. Another substitution as Callum Coyne's day is done as Nathaniel Malaki comes onto the field. Rongotai line out. Good take as 18 is on the field. Mia Fowl. He charges forward as they're just short of the St. Bernard's 22. Philp gives it out to the try scorer Malu. And Malu met on a big tackle by Zach Tuita. Loose pass as advantage has been played. Shaw tackles the Rongotai player as referee Johnson comes back for the knock on. It'll be a Rongotai College line out. 5 metres outside St. Bernard's is 22. 13 points to 6, I should say, as Rongotai's conversion was successful. 13 points to 5, sorry. That's why I didn't become a mathematics teacher. .27 minutes gone. Rongotai scrum as St. Bernard's been penalised. The player's been taken off the ball there. That was a Philp. Looked like Little might have sort of knocked him off, but the referee didn't see that. Rongotai have a line out. 5 inside St. Bernard's 22. Let's see what they'll do if their set piece move. Christian Simu with the throw. Good tape by Rongotai. Philp goes through the back line. Vai gives it out to Inesi Toalepe. He's on the charge. Laban tries to bring him down. He's been assisted by TK Wainoa. Confidence brewing in Rongotai. Jack Reese. St. Bernard's tried to hold him up. Cielsi off the charge earlier before. Rongotai keeping it tight. This is what's worked for them all game. As they look like to bundle over the line. Are they close? They're very close indeed. Still not over yet as referee Johnson reaches in. And the try has been scored. The try scorer is Joshua Fretton. $18-5. Rongotai extend their lead. And for St Bernard's, well, this could actually be their end of their chance to make the top four. Survived the conversion attempt. 18-5. Here at St Bernard's, Rongotai in the lead. But his conversion is unsuccessful. $30 gone. 18-5. Rongotai, and the way this game is going, you feel that they have got it in the bag. Well, man of the match performances, well, Logan Philp would have to be up there. He's been good at the halfback for Rongotai today. Lamalu, the try scorer, he's been a workhorse for Rongotai all game as well. But the man of the match would have to be John Samuelu, who's just been strong, ball in hand. He's keeping it tight. And he would probably have to be man of the match contender for this fixture today. Is not Otuia with the break. Can St Bernard score their second try and stage a comeback? Ball comes out to Jacob Laban. He offloads it to Aleki Manuele. St Bernard strike back. Just when you thought they were down and out. 18-10. Conversion to come. Well, that was set up by John Nonutuia with the excellent break. Laban in support. And Laban gave it off to the speedster Aleki Manuele, who darted into the left-hand corner at the Anderson Grove end of the St Bernard's number one, as Rangawhetu's conversion is successful. 18-12, just when you thought this game was over. It's not, folks. St Bernard staging a late comeback. About 3 minutes left here in this round 8 fixture between St Bernard's and Rongotai College. The battle for 4th place in the Jim Ting Memorial Cup. St Bernard's need a converted try to secure the win. Unfortunately, Laban, with the restart there, knocked the ball on, so it'll be a Rongotai scrum. Well, we were talking about man of the match contenders up here. I think we talked a bit too early because St Bernard's well and truly struck back there. Logan Philp feed the scrum for Rongotai. Samuelu off the back. Samuelu with the charge. Darts down the touchline. That's a penalty against St Bernard's. Not rolling away is the call. Assistant coach Moritz was disappointed with that penalty call. Varvai with the touch finder. As Rongotai College have a line out, 2 metres inside. St Bernard's is 22. Only a few minutes left. Limalu with the take as Rongotai get to their work. Advantage has been played. Christian Sebu tries to break off, but he's made a good tackle by Nonu Tuia. Referee Johnson blows up the penalty. Offside is the call. And pulling down the maul as well. $18 points to 12. Rongotai in the lead. But can they score another try to officially seal this game with only a matter of time remaining as time has been called off as Christian Semru has taken a knee? As he's just nursing, looks like a bit of an arm injury. Well, let's have a look at some of the club rugby scores. Hello Boys Amaris 22, Avalon 10 in the second half. Betonia leading Norths 14 points to 7. Well, who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? Johnsonville 29, Upper Hutt 17, Wainoimata 23, Paniki 7, Tawa 26, Parramatta 6, Oriental Rongotai 17, Old Boys University 7, and Mara St Pat's 35. Over Wellington 0, so they have sewn up the Swin 2020. Wellington, though, it gets worse for them. Waikato are beating them 53 points to 28 up there in Hamilton. Rongotai with the ball. Miafu tries to reach in there. A metre away, Rongotai College score here, and this is the game. Fresh in the previous try scorer. He reaches in. Referee Johnson awards the try. And it looks like it is Joshua Fretton. 2 tries in the second half since coming onto the field. 23 points to 12 with the conversion to come, and that would probably be full time after that conversion. Well, Rongotai, they've really turned up today and put in a good, solid performance. Really gone through their set pieces and their pick and goes well. Their flankers have done the job, and John Samuelu really is the man of the match today. He's done an outstanding job. And Joshua Fretton coming onto the field as well in the second half, and 2 tries. Really helped Rongotai College's cause. As Afavai, his conversion is unsuccessful. And there's still time here at St Bernard's College. Obviously the time we had before for the incident has resulted in some additional time being added on. Play gets back underway as Fresson tries to get the ball, but William Eston is there to disrupt, but he has knocked the ball on. So Rongotai College will have the scrum. 23 points to 12. Rongotai over St Bernard's here at St Bernard's in this round 8 fixture. Rongotai on track to lock up 4th place before they play St Pat's Town next Saturday at Evans Bay Park, while St Bernard's hosts Scots College here. Full time in Hamilton. Waikato have given Wellington an almighty hiding. 53 points to 28. Well, the Lions will be nursing that wound for a long time. As referee Johnson comes back to the point of infringement for the line out. This broadcast has been brought to you by Huddy Sports and the Sideline app. It's been a pleasure to being here at St Bernard's today and bringing you this game. And we'll have a few games no doubt to come, including the Wellington Premiership Final in 2 weeks' time. And also some Wellington Club Rugby semi-finals and finals over the next 2 weeks as well. So lots of rugby coming up as David Wheeler's on the field. He's been met in a strong tackle by Samuelu. Tano with the quick ball, but Zach Tuita has knocked it on, but there's a penalty advantage being played. It's Rongotai side. Tana Rangawhetu quickly kicks into touch. Knows there's not much time left in this match. There'll be a line out to St Bernard's. 1 metre outside Rongotai College's 22. Regan Shaw to throw. Well, that's a big hit on Theo Van Ooyen. It's jersey 16, Joseph Samuelu. But he may have looked like he's come off second best as he is holding his head. So concerns for John Samuelu, but he's back on his feet. Referee Johnson with another penalty for an early tackle. As Rangawhetu kicks for touch again, and this time the line out will be 7 metres inside Rongotai's 22, so Rongotai not out of it yet. And St Bernard's want to finish this game with a bit of pride. Here's Shaw, throws to Laban. Laban gives it out to Van Ooyen. It's a loose pass out to Holmes Rogers, but there's a free kick against Rongotai College at the line out for lifting early. Look for St Bernard's to just tap and go here. Theo Van Ooyen does that. Kelly Tangawai Scott gives it out to TK Wainoa. Here's Nonu Tuia. Nonu Tuia brushes off one, brushes off two, and he's been brought down. Van Ooyen wrapped up in tackle by jersey 18 Miafau. Tangawai Scott playing halfback. Has to go to ground himself. As the temperature has dropped a bit here slightly. Here's Nonu Tuia. He's been clipped around the ankles by Samelu. St Bernard only 4 metres away from Rongotai's try line. Advantage has been played. Can they finish off this match with a try? St Bernard's keeping it tidy. As they reach in, they're only a matter of about a metre away. It's patient. They're over. That's jersey 21, Regan Shaw, who has scored. So St Bernard will finish this match with a consolation try. Bit of pride early finishing there. So St Bernard's is through Regan Shaw. Scores a try. Taga Ringafetu's kick to convert the try. But you get the sense is that will probably be full time. Rangafetu strikes the ball. The conversion is successful. And that is full time. Rongotai lock in 4th place. And St Bernard's, well, unfortunately, they will not make the top 4. That 19-year streak will continue. And they'll be disappointed, St Bernard's, but they put up one hell of a fight. Rongotai College showing how strong they were, ball in hand. And they will be pleased with their performance today as they prepare to face St Pat's Town next week. Well, that could be an interesting one for the battle between 3 and 4. For St Bernard's, they have Scots next week for their last game of the Transit Coach Lines Wellington First 15 Premiership. So the final score here, 23 points to 19, Rongotai College over St Bernard's College. Thanks to Ben Malushnit, the cameraman, and all the other students that helped set up this broadcast today. I'm Brad Hudson, Party Sports and the Sideline app. Ciao for now.